So, are we screwed? Microsoft reacts to Google. Well, Google Book is coming. Now, according to our little friend here in the box here, because I wanted to know if my Chrome, so we're using, so we're using Chrome OS. This is touchscreen. So it's touchscreen, it converts like this. Yeah, see, that's it. It's touchscreen. It becomes a tablet, but it's very cumbersome because the way the design is. I would have made it a different way. So the upgrade from Chrome OS Plus to Aluminum OS is designed to be highly automated. But because it replaces the entire core of engine of your laptop, the installation itself will behave more like a factory reset than a standard monthly update. So those patches you get with Chrome patches all the time. They even asked me in a patch, I was surprised, are you experiencing any problems with your Chromebook? Yes. And they seemed to fix it right away. That was pretty good. They sent a patch to fix it. I was glad because it was a nightmare. How is this working with the EAP 770? Well, I have two speeds. One is the MLO, that's the 5 gigahertz, and the 6 gigahertz speed working at the same time. And you take advantage of that, which is a pretty neat. You get more speed with that. Or we have just the regular 5 gigahertz. Yeah. This Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 7 and they have it reversed. I don't know who came up with that telepathy. That's what it's called. Why they did it like that? It's like mind blowing. But anyway, yeah, I ran a fast test. I had to close out a couple of apps out of here. To be honest, I like Chrome OS. You're gonna say, gee, but it's very limited. A lot of you don't like it. You know, it can pick up the network printers in the house. You don't need to run any drivers. It picks it up automatically. You can save. You can use Google Workspace, Docs, and it depends. If you, what you got with them. If you got YouTube Premium with them, Google One is supposed to be activated. It depends. If you select Google One, then you have to pay $20 a month. Then you get Gemini Plus and a couple other little perks. Close this out. I'm gonna run fast. See, I'll show you what the fast speeds are. I like to do a test before and after Aluminum OS gets updated. I'm going to hit enter. Now this is with just the Wi-Fi 6 only. Okay, so we're getting 1.1 gig. Okay, it's not bad. This is running Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6 right, at 160 hertz. Okay, where the other one is running at 240 hertz. Well, it's really 320. Okay, not 240. Wi-Fi 7. Well, they can backlog. You know, they can go from Wi-Fi 7 to Wi-Fi 7E. Okay, which is like 240, 160, 240. That's bandwidth. That gives you the extra speed. Without that, then you just get the base speed. So that's how that works. A lot better than T-Mobile. A lot of problems. But then again, T-Mobile and the fiber, they were fighting with each other. So take away T-Mobile, and then you just have the fiber, and then we have the EAP for like an access point, and that's great. Then I have the EAP 225 version 3 hardware, and this one is version 1. No, this is version 2.6 hardware. That had the other one, the EPA 225 handles 2.4 bandwidth. Remember, that's only like 100. I know it says 300. I set the port to 100 in the AT&T fiber gateway, the 320. I kept that. I I don't want the other one. I hope they're not going to charge me for the other one because I'm not using it. Can't use it because it's not a good system to use, and it kind of slows you down. And the way this is hooked up, so the gateway, the AT&T Fiber BGW320, it's just working as a modem. You know, that's how it's working right now. It's also doing switching too, I should say. What I should do, but it costs money. Get a PoE switch, right? That's a powered switch, and then plug the access points into there. Okay. But we'll have to get 2.5 port because we don't want it to denigrate. But see, again, if I go that route, then I have to get a managed one because I want to change the port speed for the 2.4. It doesn't need to use a gig because 802.11n. 802.11 is 150 to 300. But basically, you're getting 72. So why do you need anything higher than 100 megabyte port? You don't. Save your speed and use it towards your higher speed connection. Your 2.5 connection. That's what I have. And when you use 2.5, use Cat 6A. Okay. Don't go Cat 5e or Cat 5. You know. Cat 6A. That will support the higher speeds. Okay. Good. Okay. So now we know what Chrome OS can do. Plus. And so you have automatic cloud backup. Before a single line of a new operating system is installed, Google will use a cloud managed backup system to copy your local data. Your local files and download system settings will be safely cloned to a temporary cloud migration locker. Your browser history, saved passwords, and extensions are already saved and tied to your Google account. The complete engine swap, because you cannot simply patch Chrome OS into Android, the update will completely wipe your laptop's local storage and the install for Aluminum OS from scratch. So in other words, the whole Chrome's gone. And Aluminum will stop. I don't know how they're going to do it. I was just curious how it's going to run. So I take it it's going to be a combination of Android and Chrome into one operating system. Gee, they I guess they couldn't get Chrome OS to do more. But Chrome OS is very secure. You can go any place. Underground, you can go any place with that. It's pretty amazing. Nothing could jump on or take control the way it's set up. Okay, so the good news, because Chrome Plus has because your Chrome Plus has a touchscreen and high-end specs, a minimum 8 gig of RAM and 12th gen Intel or AMD Ryzen processor. Hardware is fully compatible and handling in this wipe and restore. It's a wipe and reinstall smoothly. The bad news, you're temporarily lose save local or anything on the hard drive that wasn't backed up. I don't got nothing on this. I don't got nothing on there. There's nothing on there. I use SD. I use SD made to clean the Chrome. You still have to clean the Chrome. I mean, the laptop. Their software has to be cleaned, fragmented. Linux is known for fragmentation. All these operatings have something. Microsoft has. You have to defrag, but you don't defrag in a central way like the old defrag because you're not using mechanical hard drive. So they all suffer from the same thing. So every time you delete, every time you add, every time you install, every time you delete, every time you add, there's gaps in the way the system is. So that's why you have to run cleaners. And people say, "Oh, you don't need no cleaner," but you do need a cleaner, because a cleaner will put everything back where it is. Especially the registry. If that registry has a lot of blocks, the registry is a line of code, and everything you install and everything you do is trapped in there, in a bunch of code. And it's about, it looks like a schematic, or it looks like a bunch of jumbly goop. That's what I call, and that's how the code is. So, like I said, again, you delete, you install, you copy, you add, you screenshot. That file gets gutted. So the line of code is not like this. Like, think of it: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and onward. It'll have large gaps, and then when you load up the system, it has to read from those gaps. If you compact it and compress it into a tight, smaller file, it'll go like that. Now you're saying, why it doesn't do it automatically? Well, they want to integrate the AI to monitor your whole OS and your whole system, and it will take care of your system for you. Wouldn't that be great? Because a lot of you forget, and you say, gee, why my hard drive failing? Hey, what's wrong with this SSD? It's not working. Why is the computer running slow? And you don't realize you use the browser, you go to sites, you play your games, you do everything, and a lot of swapping files and junk files and temporary files and backup and error logs and all sorts of things get saved. What a messy system, isn't it? Yeah, but that's what happens. I don't know why it doesn't, but that's the way they designed it. And Linux is even worse, but a lot of you like Linux. But like that. And you gotta remember, Chromebooks are Linux. This other one here is another Linux, the Google Book, yeah. Which he says automatic recovery. Once the aluminum OS boots up for the first time, you will log in with your Google account. The system will automatically pull your backed up files, layouts, and data from the Cloud Locker. So Cloud Locker, it locks. So you have your little node, they call it a locker, and that's all of you. It's in a business. If you're doing a Microsoft Windows Active Directory, again, your profile and everything is in the server. It's put in a file. It's locked away. Only you can retrieve it, or the admin who's in charge of the Active Directory. Okay, that's how profiles and stuff are created. But today, how to prepare 100% zero stress switch. While Google Tools will handle most of the transaction, okay, you can guarantee a perfectly smooth process by following 2 rules to update near the late of 2026, because that's when it's supposed to come out with this. Manually back up your downloads folder. Do not rely solely on the cloud. Move files you cannot lose onto a physical USB or a manual update to your Google Drive. Expect a wait. Do not start the update when you have a deadline, because it downloads massive new operating systems and migrates your files. It will take a significant longer than 2 minutes updates you usually get with the Chrome OS update. If you want to completely certain of all your laptop timeline, check your clock, open up the setting, go to the About Chrome OS, additional details, and let me know exact model and list, and I can confirm the hardware generation. So I told it I have Intel Core N305. I have 8 threads, 8 cores, 8 threads. Something went wrong and the content wasn't generated. I said, hello, are you there? Something went wrong and the content isn't generated. I can show you that. See? Something went. I can blow this up too, because it's touch screen, so you can blow it up. See? Something went wrong and the content can't be generated. See? I have to blow it up even more. Something went wrong and the content is generated. Isn't that crazy? But that's it. Now Microsoft, they gotta understand something. People are gonna look for something else. I mean, you have choices. You have the Apple, but Neo, the little new Apple thing there, which Apple's laptop, Apple laptop. The Nero, which is $599. They got a certified $399. I must say either it's used or it could be new. Let me see. This is from their site. Yeah, this one here. Let me maximize my screen. So you're talking about this one. This is the Nero. Blow it up. Oh, okay, I can blow it. I can blow it up. See. That's it. So the Mac Miro. Well, that's a lot of money for a laptop, but you know, that's so storage type is 256, $599, or 512, $699. But you could save yourself a lot of money. 256 is bare minimum. I would go higher because it's gonna fill up. It depends what you're doing on the Mac. You know, what are you gonna do with it? You gonna store stuff? Wow, wait a minute. Where's the technical information on this thing? Yeah. Well, people don't care about that. Apple users, they don't care. They only care what has for storage. That's about it. They don't care what's in there. What's in the box? A 13-inch Mac Nero, a USB-C type charger, and a 20-watt USB power adapter. Boy, they don't really go into get your new Mac comes with so much. 3 months free of selected services. So you get Apple TV for free. Is that Apple Plus or is this Apple TV? No. Okay, so you get an A18 Pro 6 core. So that's 6 cores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 cores for the. So 6 core CPU, 5 core on the GPU, 5. And 16 core neutral engine. It's like that. What's that? Apple Intelligence, 8 gig of unified memory, 250 gig SSD, 20-watt adapter, and that's about it. Most people care about that's all. That's all they're gonna look about. They're not gonna really get into it. So that's it. You know. Nobody understands the point about, and now that's what we're gonna talk about here. Nobody understands the point about Microsoft reacts to Google Book. I don't know what Microsoft's worried about. Microsoft, you know Microsoft, right? Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 11. 7, everybody was crazy for 7. Everything worked with 7, but not your processor. Then 10 came out, and then everything kind of worked, but then 11 came out and stabilized everything. A lot of you don't like 11 because it's too commercialized. You can get rid of those ads, you know. You can do a lot of stuff, you know. It's your laptop, you know. You're just using their operating system. You can use their firewall to block a lot of stuff. Yeah. Remember, there's a firewall that ins and out. Why does a software and third-party software need to call out? It doesn't need to call out. You can block it. That's what I do. I block everything. And it's amazing. The software, like a cleaning software, it will say, oh, your firewall settings need to be changed. No, they don't. No, they don't. Don't let it change it, because what it'll do is everything that you put in there, it's going to change it back to where it was. They're clever. Oh, we detected an error. Some firewall settings should not be set like that. Too bad. That's where I want it. Don't get in there. That's terrible. What the heck? You got a smart cleaner that can detect stuff like that. I know. I ran the cleaner software that I usually use. I'm not promoting them, so I'm just saying, you know, whatever I use. I run it when I need to. Because if you want to do a speed test, you better have the computer clean, because fragmentation can slow things down, because it has to go on check the speed. People would always say, well, that doesn't do anything. Yes, it does. um, poor Microsoft there. I used to have a Microsoft laptop, but they kind of die out because I could not fix it so many times, and it's no sense. We only have one in the house. I mean, it's all right. I can't get, but it does. HP kind of this. It looks just like this one. This is an HP too. This is heavy. The Chrome is heavier. Same processor, same RAM. Everything's the same. It's amazing. But one is Windows 11. The speed is different. Can't get no higher than 600. Because what's the wireless NIC card inside. That's the max. That's the max it can do. That's a shame, and that's Wi-Fi 6. It's so fun. I don't want to go into that. Yeah, Windows 11 has issues. That's why they patch it. You got to think. What's the mentality when making these operating systems? See, way back, you had 3.1. So they had 1.0, 2, 3. When they got to 3, everybody jumped on Windows. 3.1. And 3.1 was so unstable, it kept on crashing. Then Windows for Workgroups, Windows NT, that's more for business. Had a lot of problem with those too. Then when you get all the way up to, I used to like Advanced Server. It was great. Advanced Server 2000. Then that was replaced. You could use Advanced Server on your laptop, and this block turns things off, or you can run it like it's supposed to be run on a server. Or you can have any desktop computer could be turned into a server. And you had workstations. So you had laptop, you had tablet. Well, actually, you had a netbook, a tablet, a laptop, a desktop, a workstation, right? And the server. Okay, those are the equipment. The workstation is more powerful than the desktop, right? That's where you would see that Xton or Xeon, whatever it was called. It was like a multiprocessor, and a lot of those workstations are out there. A lot of you see them for gamings and stuff like that. Those are very powerful. So anyway, a lot of you don't like what happened with Windows 10. They stopped supporting it. Chrome can stop supporting too, so you gotta watch out for that. Right now they're not doing that because I have how you use it too. We have a regular Acer Chrome book. This is just a Chromebook. This is heavy too. This is a dual core. Right? One thing about this also had the Intel N4020. Okay, dual core. This had 160 hertz, 802.11 AC in this thing here, so it can support that. I don't know if it'll turn on. It might be dead. But they use Type C or PD. It's called PD. So it's charging. Got a power button here, just turn on, and I gotta wait a while. I gotta wait a while for the Chrome OS to pop up. So Acer makes this one. This one is down here is made by HP. Okay, see, Chrome OS. Took a while to come up. So this one I have to use. I can't use my hand on the screen because that touchscreen. So I have to press the key. Looks like this. It has good color. It's I got this in 2021. This one down here is 2024. Low power connected. No, it's not low power connected. It's high power connected. Let me see if there's any updates. Wi-Fi, I have it set to this is what 802.11ac. It supports 160 megahertz gig Wi-Fi support. But that's 866. Battery lasts up to 10 hours. So a lot of schools and a lot of people have these, you know. Okay, which is better. This has a lot of plugs, as you see. You see type 3 port. You see type C, and then over here you have the micro SD slot, and then you have another type C. So you got two type C's and two type 3s. The Chromebook Plus, it only has two type C's. No, two type C's and one and just one type 3. This one, which is better? Well, the Acer is stronger. It's heavy. Don't have 4 gig of RAM, so it has some limitations. It can play 4K. Holy cow. This is old data. Nice and sharp, and look how colorful that is. See? Isn't that great? Look at that. Perfect, huh? It still works. I don't use it like I used to. That can be plugged. You can Chromecast it, or you get a special type C PD, and the other side is HDMI port, and you can plug it in that way and use it as a regular computer, or you can. That's how you would use it on the big screen in your house, and you can use wireless. That's how I used to do it. You can watch anything from the internet, or you just cast it to it. You know, whichever way you want to do it, and that's the way I used to watch stuff. But yeah. But anyway, so look for Google Book out, which is Android. It's Android and Linux. Linux is Android. So, yes, your Android phone is Linux. They keep on saying, "Oh, you don't have a Linux phone." It's Linux running that whole thing. You must understand what it is. I don't know why people don't use the terminology. That's a Linux. That's pure Linux. It has an operating system that's easy to use. They figure Google must figure that people are not buying Chromebooks because they think it's more Linux based. Well, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna clean this. So what I do is I use on this one here and that one too. I do the same thing. I use SD Made. Let's blow it up a little bit. I guess I should be able to blow. Well, I guess that's as big as it's gonna get. Oh, it's touchscreen. I can use my finger, and it'll run and clean. See? Okay. So system clean 8.19 can be free, so I can use my finger on it. And hit delete, and it's clean. And then the other one, you have to buy it. I tried side loading, and it wouldn't let me side load. You can't side load on Chrome, and even if you could try to do it, it just won't do. But it cleans it up. It won't clean up the apps. You have to do it manually. Is to get around that. Oops, I don't want all this. Close. Oh, oops. Close. Alright, so it's running the speed test. Gotta do that again, but it's still running. Now I'm going to change it to the faster, the MLO, which is both 5 gigahertz and 6 Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 7, which is basically, okay, let me see if I can switch it over. Then we run the same speed test. Okay, it's connected. And we go maximize. And I'm gonna run it. It should work now. This is both 5 gigahertz and 6 gigahertz. So it uses Wi-Fi 5, even though this only supports 6. You can get more bandwidth out of this. You see it went up a little faster. So we'll try it again one more time. This is both. And sometimes you see the burst of speed of the gig. So that it will change all the time. Boom. Again. See 1.3. So it peaked to 1.3. That's as high. I see 1.5. 1.0. Okay. Really don't care on that as long as it's fast. Now, when you come over to this one, right? Let me clean it out too, just like it did. We have the same program on here. I think the one on here is a little different. Let's see, is it the same? Okay, so we're gonna run it. We're gonna run. You can see the screen much better quality screen. Well, I think it's about the same. Okay, it was dirty. Let's clean that. Delete. Clean it again. Okay, it said one failed. Clean it again. Okay, let's see. Can we clean it here? Oh, get update. Doesn't matter. Let me make sure I can run fast. Fast. See on here, it went to 1.3 gig. Now you're saying, and I'm not even running. Here it went to 1.6 gig. You see that? Let me. Oh, there's an update. Ooh, there's an update. Then it drops down to 620. Okay. I'm using fiber. Let me see if I can. That's just the Wi-Fi 6. Let me see if I can use the other one and boost it a little further. Hold on a second here. Wow. It's causing problems. I was trying to see if I can add the other high Wi-Fi here. Look, I said 1.9 gig. Well, hold on, 2.2 gig. 2.0. Well, hold at 2.0. Will it be dropped at 2.0? Aha, it dropped. You see, 560. Let me see if I can. I was gonna try to see if I can change it. It says it's connected. This is the faster network. This one's faster. Can only go as high as 2. Okay. Stop it at 1, 8, 7, 720. So this is both 5 gigahertz and 6 gigahertz mixed together. I don't think it'll stabilize it. Okay, let me try it one more time. And this is only supposed to do 802.11ac. .6, huh? With when I used to have Xfinity, I would see speeds of 450, and that blew everything in the house out. 550. That's it. That's max. Well, you know that 802.11ac, the max on that's 866. What is going on here with the blue? But anyway, I just want to show you that. Okay, there's an update for this. So let's see. I don't know if the update. The update's pending. So here it says update, right? That's what up here. So you hit restart. And it'll load the latest version of the OS. That's how we update these things. Just have a good signal. Update. That's it. It just updates and you get right into it. It updates a lot. It patches a lot. It's a lot better than it used to be. Okay, we'll run the speed test one more time, and that's about it. I'm just showing you what Chromebook. Chrome OS can do by itself, no plus. Okay, that's the most it can get. .580. That's it. Hey, that's better than what it was. But you must understand, you know, these speeds, they tell you that the laptop can do, the access point can do. Some of the time it's inflated. This, like for instance, this is a BE 11,000. Okay, they have a BE 12,000. Okay, that's a but you're gonna get the same speeds. It's not gonna see much of a difference. I mean, it can do 10 gigs. So if you have 10 gig from the carrier, which is gonna be in, 5 gig is 4.8. They can't give you 8 on the dot. 5 gig on the dot. So 10. When I used to work, and this is a couple years ago, 10 used to have been 7 gig. So it's around that range. Some people that have it, I see it's between 9. You don't get 10, you get like around 9. And you're gonna have to pay. And remember, most of the internet's it's basically around 2 gig. So you're kind of pushing it. But that's about it. As for Google Book, well, I'll get to see when it's available. It's supposed to be in the fall of 2026. So we got the summer coming up, so we'll have to wait. Hopefully it'll be finalized and I'll be able to use it on here and I can get to see how it is and we'll just talk about it. Right. In the meantime, we got a lot of choices for Microsoft. If you're going to get a laptop, you might want to consider getting touchscreen. Yeah, well, the benefits is you can use your hand, you can blow up the screen, you can read things better. You can do it manually with the mouse. I don't use a mouse on this because the pad is there. You can do certain things with it. Otherwise, without a touch screen, it would look like this. So It's limited. I should have got that in touchscreen. It was only. I think I paid $129 for this. I ordered it from Walmart. This one too came from Walmart. You get the laptops from Walmart. You used to get laptops from Target, but not anymore. But hey, so when the Google Book comes out, you might want to consider getting it. But remember, that's Android. You know. Okay. Well, that's about it. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. Okay. Sub the channel if you're new. That's it. I'll say sub the channel if you're new and like the video. Okay. That's it. We're done.